When a man chooses to walk away, something extraordinary happens deep within a woman's mind and heart, even if she doesn't admit it. At that exact moment, the dynamic shifts. Everything she once took for granted suddenly feels heavier, sharper, and more real. That absence you create by stepping back is not silence. It's an echo that grows louder with every passing second. Most people believe that walking away is simply a physical act, but in reality, it's an emotional earthquake. It shakes everything she thought was stable. And here's the brutal truth. Your presence was never truly felt until your absence became undeniable. When you walk away, the first thing she often feels is confusion. She replays every word, every glance, every subtle shift in your tone. She wonders if she missed a sign, a clue, a moment when she should have acted differently. That confusion slowly transforms into curiosity, then worry, then an ache. Your silence becomes a mirror reflecting everything she refused to confront before. In that silence, she hears the weight of your worth. The female mind is wired to seek emotional security, and when the man she once felt anchored to removes that anchor, it creates a void that her emotions rush to fill. She may not show it. She might pretend to be fine, to act indifferent, to post a perfectly filtered photo, or to surround herself with distractions. But late at night, when the noise fades, that void becomes undeniable. She starts to feel the gravity of what you represented in her life. Not as a possession, but as a presence. You see, when a man gives too much, chases too hard, explains too deeply, he teaches her to expect him as a constant. But when that constant disappears, when he reclaims his energy, she's forced to feel the reality she was once blind to. She doesn't just miss the man, she misses the feeling of being desired, understood, and anchored. And that's why walking away is one of the most powerful moves a man can ever make. Most men underestimate their value in a woman's life. They assume they must prove themselves, convince her, or keep showing up no matter how she responds. But the truth is, nothing reveals your value faster than your absence. When you step back, you give her the opportunity to confront her own emotions without your influence. You stop being the chaser and become the mirror she can't escape. In the first few hours or days after you walk away, her emotions can be chaotic. Anger is often the first wall she builds to protect her ego. She might tell herself that she doesn't care, that she's better off, that it's your loss. This isn't strength, it's defense. The mind tries to shield the heart from pain by creating narratives that make the separation easier to handle. But those narratives begin to crack when the silence grows longer. Anger fades, and beneath it is a soft, vulnerable space where longing begins to grow. She starts to remember your voice, your touch, your scent, the way your eyes locked onto hers. It's not the words you said that echo in her mind, but the way you made her feel without even trying. Emotional memory is far more powerful than logical thought. A woman might convince herself she's moved on, but feelings don't obey logic. They linger, they intensify, and they demand attention. When you walk away, you also reclaim your frame, the invisible structure that defines how she perceives you. In relationships, whoever is more emotionally invested holds less power. By choosing yourself, you send a silent message. I will not beg to be valued. I will not chase what refuses to meet me halfway. And that message shakes her perception. She begins to see you not as a man who needs her, but as a man who chooses himself. And that is magnetic. Deep down, every woman craves the strength of a man who knows his worth, not because she wants to be dominated, but because strength inspires trust. When you walk away, you prove that your happiness doesn't depend on her approval. You show her that you are the prize, not the petitioner. That shift is powerful because desire is born from respect, and respect is born from boundaries. There will come a moment when her ego begins to crumble. She may not call you, but she'll think about you constantly. She might check your social media, ask about you, or quietly hope you'll return. This is the stage where emotional impact truly sets in. The mind tries to stay strong, but the heart keeps replaying the connection. That's when she starts to miss the little things. The way you looked at her like she was the only woman in the room, the calm confidence you carried without needing to prove yourself, the way your presence made her feel safe, alive, and feminine. What she feels isn't just regret, it's attraction reborn through scarcity. When something is always available, it's easy to take it for granted. But when it disappears, it becomes precious. The emotional bond doesn't weaken with absence. In many cases, it grows stronger. Her mind begins to create stories, to romanticize moments, to amplify what she once overlooked. And that's why walking away is not losing. It's creating the conditions for your true value to be seen. But here's something crucial. Walking away only has power if it's real. If you leave but secretly keep hoping she'll run after you, she'll feel that energy. But if you walk away with quiet strength, with genuine self-respect, she'll feel the difference. Real detachment isn't bitterness. It's peace. It's saying, I gave my best, and now I choose myself. That energy isn't loud, but it's unforgettable. Many women are drawn to men who embody emotional stability. When you don't react out of desperation, when you don't beg, when you don't let your world collapse around her absence, you become the kind of man who stands out, the kind who doesn't just attract attention but commands it. Your silence speaks louder than any text or confession ever could. In her mind, questions begin to grow. Why isn't he chasing me? Did I lose something real? Was he more valuable than I thought? Those questions don't just pass through. They linger, they expand, they demand answers. And every moment you stay silent, those questions get louder. Women are emotional creatures. This isn't a weakness. It's their nature. Emotions guide their attachment, and absence fuels emotional attachment like nothing else. If you walk away with confidence and purpose, you give her something few men give, the gift of missing you. And missing someone isn't just emotional. It's biological. Dopamine levels shift, memories intensify, and longing grows. What she feels when you walk away isn't simple sadness. It's a storm of conflicting emotions. She feels ego pain, longing, attraction, fear of loss, and often an awakening of respect she didn't fully have before. And in that storm, she begins to realize something she may have ignored. Your presence was special. For the Stoic man, walking away isn't manipulation. It's alignment. It's a refusal to stay where he isn't valued. It's the quiet power of knowing that peace is worth more than forced affection. It's not about making her chase. It's about making yourself your own priority. When you do that, whether she returns or not becomes irrelevant. You win either way because you choose dignity over desperation. This is why walking away often reignites attraction. It's not because of a trick. It's because your energy shifts. You stop vibrating with neediness and start radiating power. Women can sense that instinctively. The same man who seemed ordinary when he chased suddenly becomes magnetic when he steps back. And if she truly valued you, she'll feel a deep pull to reconnect. If she didn't, your absence will simply make space for something better. That's the beauty of walking away with strength. You never lose. You either get her best or find something greater. She might reach out. She might test the waters with a small message, a subtle signal, a random excuse to talk. Not because she wants control, but because she misses the energy she felt around you. But by then, you are no longer the same man who once begged for attention. You are grounded, detached, calm. That's when she sees your true power. Even if she doesn't say it out loud, the feeling remains. The man who walks away with strength becomes unforgettable. Long after the texts stop, the calls fade, and the distractions lose their shine, that feeling stays. That quiet voice inside her head whispering, he was different. The truth is, when you walk away, you're not punishing her. You're protecting your peace. You're reminding both of you that connection is a choice, not a chain. You're reclaiming the respect that might have been diluted by overgiving, and you're giving her the rare experience of a man who knows when to let go. So what does a woman feel when you walk away? She feels a mix of confusion, anger, longing, and awakening. She begins to see you through a new lens, not as someone chasing her approval, but as someone she might never fully replace. And that's a feeling that lingers far longer than any words could.